Thank you for joining us on our second episode of HauntsRUs, where we are haunted on Maine. Our theme song is done by Donk Monk on YouTube. I'm your host, Cheeb, and I like to buy dolls and then shove them in my closet because I don't have any shelf space for them. I'm joined by my two co-hosts, Thoughty and Gato. Tell us about yourselves, ladies.
Hello. Sup, y'all? This is Thoughty. I'm a first-generation Latina. My mom and her family immigrated to the States when she was just a wee baby of 8 years old. So, needless to say, I don't speak a lick of fucking Spanish. I love spooky scare 'em ups, as we all do, and I make dolls.
Okay, hey, what it do is Gato. I'm a second-gen Mexican. My parents came here from Mexico, and I was just born here. I know a thing or two about Spanish and the culture and the urban legends and that kind of thing. I like to collect PS2 games and Michael Jordan figurines. So I know a thing or two about the haunted realm. You know what I'm saying?
Gato hasn't played another game outside of San Andreas in years.
Jesus.
It's been like almost 2
playing
decades.
Playing the same game for 2 decades, man. That's how it is.
She's just been playing My Street for 8 years.
Exactly. Gross you for life. Por vida.
Today we're...
Damn it, you said you were from Mexico. I forgot to say.
Yeah. I'm also from Mexico.
Oh,
but
I'm the only one that's not from Mexico.
Guatemalan represent. No,
you know, I always thought Guatemala was part of Mexico because you know, like the English saying from like the
bro,
no bully.
Stop.
It's true.
No,
because there's like a phrase in Spanish that goes de fuiste de Guatemala a Guatapeor.
I don't know what that means.
Which is the English equivalent of saying from, like, you jump from the frying pan into the fire.
What?
Yeah, because Guatemala, the word mala means bad, and Guatapeor means worse.
It's... I mean, Guatemala's not great. There's a lot of poverty.
There's a lot of problems.
A lot of problems. A lot of problems. However, do you guys know what, fun fact aside, do you guys know that, that chain Pollo Campero?
Mm-hmm.
That owner is from Guatemala, so we have chicken.
Oh shit, we got Pollo Loco. Do people still remember Pollo Loco?
I got one in my town. It was a big deal, but I've never been there.
It's so good. There's like 3 in Corona. It's dope.
No, my mom worked at like Pollo Loco for a bit when the economy collapsed, and that's all we would eat for a while.
Jeez.
We just...
Hey man, that doesn't sound like a struggle.
Yeah.
The rotisserie chicken.
Yeah, it was
amazing,
just like the shit that wouldn't sell. She'd just
shit.
bring like a ton of it home, and we'd have to like heat it up.
All the corn
That's just
tortillas
how
that
it
nobody
be,
wanted.
man.
So now every time I eat Pollo Loco, I'm
man.
reminded of trauma.
Fucking
You're reminded
poverty.
of poverty.
Yeah.
Nah. Okay, side note.
Uh-huh.
I just found out that my neighbor was like fucking stealing my chickens. You know how fucking sad that is?
Jesus. It's so sad that you have chicken.
You think that's poverty? Chibi, come to my neighbor.
It is so nice.
They
Everyone
stole
owns like
my
a goddamn acre of land.
Jeez.
And they lured my chickens and took them, and now I'm like, we're just like, what the fuck? That's my chicken.
Damn, dude, you're so fucking Mexican.
Anyways, speaking of Dane.
Yeah, I'm practically in Mexico, which
Basically.
is where we're going with this story,
Today we're going to
right?
talk
Choose.
about La Isla de las Muñecas. For those of you who aren't familiar, it's a little island close to Mexico City that is just filled to the brim with like dolls that are hung up on like the trees and like little, how do you say, clotheslines? Like where you hang your clothes, but
Yeah.
instead it's like a bunch of like dirty ass dolls.
Dirty ass doll lines.
But yeah, are you guys familiar?
true.
Have you guys like ever heard of like the Doll Island? Because like I only heard about it until like YouTube people started talking about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard like I didn't know the full story until you suggested this, but I'd heard like little snippets on like countdown YouTube videos.
The
that are, like,
countdowner.
the top 10 spookiest places to visit in Mexico. I don't know.
Like the top 10
um,
most haunted places. Yeah, shit like that.
Exactly. Like a lot of scandalous like articles and stuff like that are like, ooh, they're decapitated and oh my god, they're all haunted.
They whisper to each other in the night.
Yeah, exactly.
Number 10. La
La
Llorona.
Llorona. No, they say La Llorona because they don't know the two
La
L's make the
Llorona.
Y sound.
The last thing you want in your Burger King burger is a haunted bitch.
Yeah, what's really interesting is that this island is also located where supposedly La Llorona legend originally took place. For our audience that isn't familiar with La Llorona, I would say it's like, I guess she's kind of like a white lady. Like every culture, at least in the States, like they have like their white lady by like bodies of water. Like there's a little bit of differences here and there. I don't know if it's like through all of Latin America that there's a Llorona.
It's always colorism in fucking
Yeah.
Latin America.
Ugh.
Oh jeez.
That's what it comes down to. It's colorism.
Damn,
God damn.
Yeah, but the story essentially
Yeah.
goes that like a woman was like other frustrated with her husband or her children and like she drowned them in the river and like she went to hell or another whatever. There's like all kinds of fucking variations of the story, but the version I heard is that she
Yeah.
went to hell because hell always got to be involved in the legends for some reason. And that the devil told her that like her only way to escape hell is if she found the children that she drowned. So now she wanders around Mexico and Latin America trying to find her lost children, and only children can see her.
Yeah, I heard a different version.
Yeah, what's the version that you heard?
It surprisingly didn't involve hell. It was just that like she drowned her kids and then she felt bad about it. And so now she's like, so she's
Jeez,
just
why?
going up and down rivers trying to find like
So she
replacement
just
Yeah, she
children.
cries. That's why she's called La Llorona, or the Weeping Woman.
Yeah.
Is a more direct
Yeah.
translation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's get into it.
All right.
Man, this is. I always heard legends about the La Llorona, but it wasn't until you mentioned the island that I looked into it, and I thought it was really interesting because I was never told about that the island about it. You know
Yeah,
what I
I was
mean?
never-
Like, or more in detail of La Llorona. You know what I mean? Because I was always spooked out. Like people would say like, "Oh, La Llorona's gonna get you." You know what I mean? But like never knew the reason like as to why she was crying.
You didn't
to
know that
begin
she
with.
drowned her kids? That seems
Till
like
recently,
a very
and I was
important
like-
part to like cut out.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
the part
they
that's
ain't
supposed to,
saying
like,
that. They're like, yeah, she gonna get you.
well, that's why
like,
she's
I
gonna
ain't know
get
about
you.
that.
She needs you as
You
a
don't got
replacement
gun
child.
to you. We gonna get to you.
Nah, they just told me that she gonna kill you, and that's
Ooh,
it. And
like-
I was like as a little snot kid, you know what I mean?
All right, I
Like,
believe that.
You're dumb. You don't believe me. Yeah, you're like, yeah, I believe that. That's how it be.
But yeah.
That's how it be.
I don't believe that it's in the same river. I feel like they say that
They say that.
every single river and pond is cursed by is where she drowned her kids.
Yeah, I was never told about like a specific location. I just knew that like she wandered all throughout like Mexico, and then my parents like also the United States because it used to be part of Mexico. And I'm just like, oh shit, I'm in the United States.
Oh shit, they gonna get us.
California, Texas,
Yeah.
Arizona.
I think
And I
if like
think
you're in
Nevada?
Maine, you're fine. You can't get fucked up by La Llorona. If you're like a Mexican kid in like Maine, you don't gotta worry about that shit. she doesn't have a.
We gotta go to Canada for that shit then to be safe from her. Shit.
But yeah, this story surprisingly doesn't have anything to do with La Llorona, but it's interesting to point out.
What with how much we're talking about?
Yeah. But yeah,
No, I think they just use it to like further scandalize the whole
it's like
island, just like
bring in like a
also
little
she
bit
was there.
more tourists, especially more locals, because
Yeah.
I think Doll Island is like really more interesting to foreigners than it is to like Mexicans themselves. And we'll get into that like a little bit later, because I feel like the
That's
story
true.
is like really scandalized and like misunderstood, especially because it's like the big doll aspect. And me, like, I ain't afraid of dolls.
No.
Yeah, I
bitches
mean,
ain't
especially
spooky.
in like Hollywood too, because like in Hollywood, like they make movies and they succeed out of it because of things such as those. Like they needed to sensationalize those
You just gotta.
to make profits off of the movies and the prop. You know what I mean? So there's that too, how they exaggerate.
Yeah, because
it and that
nothing
kind of
sells
thing.
better than a haunted doll, you know?
As we've seen
Yeah,
with
exactly.
With the Conjuring movies and Annabelle.
and our thick bitch
Exactly.
Annabelle.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
the
this
thick-
story is a
this
little bit
thickness.
different and has a lot less to do with haunted dolls, really. So yeah, it's about the story takes.
Very interesting, but
was
haunting
that?
nonetheless. But it's haunting
Yeah, some
nonetheless.
say it might be
Oh.
haunted. I think it's just kind of shrouded in tragedy. Really, is more appropriate to say.
Haunted in the European sense.
Yeah, like I suppose. Like I think like when we
In the European sense that there's something there.
there's something happened there.
Yeah, something happened.
Yeah. But our story takes place around 50 years ago. We have a gentleman named Don Julian Santana who went to move on to the island of Texulo, a lake in, I hope I pronounced this correctly, Socomilco, in the canals of Socomilco. And like according to legend, we're not entirely sure what happened because of the scandalous nature of like the story. Like it spread through like word of mouth and like through the internet, but either he witnessed a girl drown in the canals or the body simply washed up on his land. So it's either one or the other.
Either way,
Terrifying. Yeah, that's like
Very scary.
that's like an extreme tragedy. I think the more exciting version goes that like some girls were swimming in the canals, and I think he lives in like a little island, a man-made island, and I think when people hear a private island, they're just like, oh, he's completely just isolated from the world, which is not true, because there's in the lakes of Xochimilco, there's an entire community of people that live on man-made islands. Like people will go from Mexico City and then like canoe their way back home. So he didn't live in isolation. I think that's important to note for the story. Like he was he was definitely part of the community, and the community knew about him, because like Mexican communities are like a lot more close knit, you know?
Oh yeah.
So it's possible that when like this girl drowned, or like he witnessed the drowning and was unable to help, like that was just an incredible loss to the community, you know? So he wasn't the only one
He probably
mourning,
knew her.
but he was the one that witnessed the death or the body.
It's really sad.
Yeah.
Can you imagine like one of your neighbors just dies in front of you or washes up on your in front of your house, basically?
And like the age of the girl is it changes. Some people say she was a young child, others people say she was more of a young adult. But I think the important thing to take note is that this was like a young person who had not been able to go through like a lot of the stepping stones of like adulthood, so her life was like cut tragically short. You know, and like in her memory, hold on, let me look at my notes. And like in her memory, that's where he started to collect dolls, and like he started to hang them up from like the trees, from like clotheslines. I'm sure initially it was only like a couple of dolls at a time, like it was nothing exaggerated, but like he started to hang dolls in her memory, you know, because in Mexican culture, like dolls have like a really they have a really rich significance, because when a girl reaches 15, they have her quinceañera, and one of the things that's traditional is that the gift she's given is her last doll, la última muñeca.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I thought you did.
I didn't know. I've never had a quinceañera before.
I didn't have a quinceañera.
I didn't know that either.
I didn't have
never
a
had
quinceañera either, dude. So.
Fuck, I'm not Mexican. Well, I'm not Mexican. There you
Oh
go.
yeah, you're not Mexican.
Well, I'm Mexican. I think, what did I do? I think I just...
That's really cute.
Oh, I did things. I was in high school. I got high. That was it.
Oh my god.
I went to... Where did I go? I think I went to Baja, Mexico. Because I'm a little spoiled rich Mexican. I'm sorry.
Oh, shit.
Oh, spoiled
Like,
bitch.
Hey,
I'm a
that's
little
not
brat,
bad.
dude.
Baja's not bad.
We're more the traditional Latinos where we just have chickens in our backyards and and beans and rice.
I
for
had
dinner.
chickens in one of my old houses because we had more land.
You had the good chickens.
I had the good chickens. They were fighting cocks.
I have the best because people are robbing me for them. Coyotes, my neighbors. Shit.
They're like, ooh, them chickens is good. Those look
Exactly. I'm
good.
gonna kidnap
Yeah,
your
Leslie's chickens
chicken.
are really cute.
Instead of buying
They're
them,
like
they
black
cheap.
and white. They look like Oreo
Yeah.
cookie dough.
Do you eat them or do you just use them
Yeah.
for like eggs?
Both.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Or they eat worms too.
Okay.
Bugs,
Oh, okay.
spiders.
Yeah, they
that kind of
fertilize
thing.
the land.
Yeah.
Chickens are like really useful, man. I love
Wow.
chickens.
I never had
Me
chickens.
Not a real Mexican, this one.
Well, I'm not. I'm Guatemalan.
Oh, you're
They don't have-
Guatemalan.
We were too poor for chickens.
They
You
don't
could
have
never.
quinceañeras in Guatemala?
I don't know.
Huh.
Actually, I don't know. My mom got here when she was like 8, so she never had one. I think she had a chicken, now that I think about
She
it.
had a chicken, but
But,
not a
um,
quinceañera.
A chicken.
She did!
Hey, that's not bad,
No,
man. Chickens are lit.
Fun and terrible story. My mom had a chicken named like Gloclo or something like that. And it was like their favorite, their family chicken. And it like hung out on their shoulders and whatnot. And then one day they ate the chicken. One day
No.
my grandma cooked the chicken and nobody ate.
Dude, that happened to me too. Oh my god.
It's so sad.
So what happened is that our
Bruh.
chicken and our rooster laid eggs, and we got like 4 roosters, so we had to eat them. And like I was a little kid, so I was like so upset that my grandma came over and like killed the chickens that I didn't eat I didn't eat anything that day because I felt bad for the roosters. I refused. I was protesting.
It's just so sad. It's so sad. Especially when you're a kid. It seems like that's a common story, is that you have the
You have to
family
you
chicken
have to kill
and
the
then
chicken.
the grandma makes it. Oh no.
But yeah.
It hurts.
What was I saying?
Yeah, what were we saying?
So like in memory of like this poor lost soul,
Oh, yeah,
he
yeah.
would hang up like the dolls. And I think it's important to note that the collection was initially not that big. The collection, some of the dolls are like 70 years old, so there's like a lot of really old dolls in there. And his collection only makes up about 30% of like the total dolls that are on the island. But he got really into it. He got really into collecting dolls, which I can understand. I think we could all understand.
I think we all know.
I think we all know the addiction, the fucking plastic cocaine that is collecting toys. You just gotta keep collecting. You gotta have more.
I think we know the affliction.
The affliction. Yeah, he got
The affliction that haunts you in particular.
God, it haunts me so bad. I had to cut myself off,
plagues
dude.
you in particular.
Like I can't
Oh,
I
man.
can't buy any more dolls until I sell off my Monster Highs, and I don't know how to sell shit online. I had to cut myself off. But plushies, I'm all good. I have a ton of plushies.
Oh my god. You found a
I
loophole.
found a loophole.
Oh my god.
The
you're an
addiction
addict.
finds a way.
Oh my god. She's sharing Barbie brushes and everything. Oh god.
Sharing people. No, it's like the Monster High, which has like the skeleton and like the logo of Monster High. I have like a million of those. You guys
jeez.
want some? I got Monster High brushes, bro. You need some Monster High brushes, please.
Y'all need
I
some.
got Monster High brushes.
Hey man, I got these cheeseburgers, bro.
I got these brushes, bro. Please.
No, dude, I feel it. I had to stop myself from buying another Pixel Chicks.
Oh yeah, that's
I was gonna.
the creator of Monster High
gotta
came
find
out
a
with a new
coupon.
doll line called Capsule Chicks, and that shit is just like a fucking money grubber. I don't like that shit.
It is, but it's so cute.
are
I lucked out in that the outfit that I got was really cute.
Yeah, I got one, and the outfit I got was like fucking trash fire.
It's unique. Y-O unique, okay?
But yeah, speaking of addiction, it said that like he would. Yeah, it said that he got like really into the collection and the hanging of the dolls, because like he would like trade produce in exchange for like more dolls, or he would like just find like random dolls lying around his land or in the trash, and he would like hang them up. They're like his little treasures. I'm like, I feel him.
really
I
cute,
feel him.
actually.
That's cute.
Yeah.
And it's like all in remembrance of like this girl who passed away, and like I get the feeling that like it gets probably omitted, but I feel like the community would also just purposely donate dolls to him, because like
Yeah.
it's like it's very symbolic. It's like, you know, this person whose life, this girl whose life was cut like tragically short, like let's give her dolls, you know, because it's like a
Yeah.
very deep part of like Mexican tradition, like the last doll and all that. And like since she never got to live out her life, like she gets to have dolls all her life, you know, like she never got to grow up, is the idea that I think I want the audience to know, is that it's not about like creepy haunted dolls. It's like I get like the island is creepy, you know, because like he didn't dust his dolls, but like I don't fucking dust my dolls either, man. Anyone who says that they dust their dolls is they're just fucking flexing. I let that shit on the shelf and I let it rot.
That's why you keep that shit in the boxes.
Yeah, I do have a lot, and they're like in my closet. I need to make closet space. It's just full of Monster High dolls. Help me. Look, me and Santana got a lot in common.
God.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
You know that. Yeah, I mean, you're right though. Like, you you don't have upkeep for your dolls and they're inside. Like I think it's funny that a lot of the articles and stuff mention that the dolls are really like decrepit and old, but it's like, and that's what makes it creepy.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, dude, these are a bunch of dolls outside.
Yeah.
Of course they're gonna collect dirt. Like, it's not creepy, it's just what happens when you leave dolls outside.
Yeah, they just get fucked up.
Y'all ain't never been to a swap meet and it shows.
A fucking flea market, bro. Bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. These people are like entitled. They're like, yeah, why is it dirty? Well, then why don't you fucking
you
clean
clean
it?
it.
You know what I
Bring your
mean? Like,
if you're a
yeah,
tourist,
like
go into Tall Island, bring
You
your
come
fucking
here.
Swiffer duster.
Yeah.
yeah,
And
man,
fucking clean them.
them.
Otherwise, don't
Otherwise,
fucking complain.
shut up.
Yeah.
You know?
Don't judge my collection.
Shut the fuck up. I can stop whenever I want. This isn't a problem.
Yeah. I mean,
I can quit whenever I want to. I'm not drunk.
yeah, man, low-key, I think he was just like, hey, all these tourists think that this place is haunted and like creepy, and they want to pay to see it.
Mm.
Let me get in on this.
He definitely did get the opportunity to monetize from it because he would get like a lot of tourists. I assume it was like that tourists were just like touring the canals because there's like lanchas, little canoes that like bring tourists like around the river because it's a very historic river. You know, it was used by like the Aztecs and the ancient peoples, and it's still used today. Like it's beautiful. You know, there's like all of these floating islands with like agriculture and people living in it. Like, I personally have never heard of these canals, but I'm not surprised that it's like a big tourist destination.
Yeah.
So what I'd like to assume happened is that like people would like be touring the canals and they saw like this one island that had like a ton of decrepit dolls outside, and they were just like, yo, can we stop over there? What the fuck is going on over there? And like,
that's probably what happened. And then they saw all these dolls, and he told them that it was a shrine for a girl that died.
yeah,
And then they were like, "Ooh, scary voodoo's happening.
Voodoo is
Whoa.
happening." They're just like, yeah, there was.
I don't understand it,
Oh my
and we
god,
don't
it's
do that.
haunted.
Yeah,
Wow.
because
Yeah.
the story I would hear over and over again is like he was haunted by the spirit of the girl who was angry, and he had to collect dolls to appease her spirit, which is
Yeah, you don't.
just,
I don't think any fucking Mexican in their right mind would be like, "Oh, I'm gonna appease this spirit."
yeah,
No.
no, that's not how it works.
We got-
because like
Yeah,
even in
they got all kinds of priests and like, what's the word? And exorcists.
yeah,
That's what they're gonna do first.
I bet there's like a lot of exorcisms happening in like Mexico, dude.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, like it's a
They Catholic as fuck.
it's very superstitious, very Catholic, but they're also a lot more open about death than I think we are here in the
yeah.
States or here in the West. Because I think like when people see
definitely.
like this shrine, like they get a little bit freaked out because it's just like, oh, it's spooky. Just want to think about like a person
Yeah.
that died here all the time, and it's just like, yeah,
Yeah,
we
they're kind
wanna-
of squeamish about death. I think.
like, yeah, because like everything about death in the States is like really closed off, and like it's just like,
Yeah.
oh, it was like a marker, kind of, I suppose is how you would say, to like dedicate to her spirit and her life, you know? Like it's not about like being haunted by a ghost, you know? Because like
I always heard like it's like in some certain like Mexican families, like when someone dies, they'll have their body in the like the
Yeah,
living room
yeah.
to like display.
I think that happens in
And
a lot
I
of...
never knew that was like a thing. Yeah, like I never knew that was a thing until like I was like 20,
yeah,
and I was like,
my
what the
dad
fuck?
knows.
Really? Like,
My dad
that's
knows a couple of
crazy.
people that have done that, and like you have like every legal right to the body, you know, like you could absolutely have a wake in your own home. But I think like
which
That's
is
so
great.
crazy.
yeah,
I think there's a lot of places. What is it? I think they do that in, well, they do in England for sure, and like Japan and stuff, where like you spend your last moments preparing, or yeah, you spend your last moments with that person, like preparing their body to go into the ground. It's really nice. Like it is kind of a shame that in the States we kind of have a very like
like hands off approach to death.
yeah, like a kind of sterile process. Like it has to be like, oh no, some specific person, medical person needs to take care of our bodies, and we need to get pumped full of
For
all kinds of
formaldehyde.
chemicals to make sure we don't look ugly later.
Yeah, that's.
It's kind of sad.
I think Americans in particular are also like really insensitive about death too, because I think it's like after it happens, you're not allowed to talk about it ever again. And I think that's like
Yeah.
really sad, because like especially for someone who loses someone like really young, like that's a really traumatic event. Or in the case of like Santana, he saw the death and he saw the corpse, and that must have stuck with him for the rest of his life. And I think
Yeah,
that's
you
a part
can't
of the
bottle that
story
shit
that
up.
like gets like washed out a lot. Everyone's like so busy talking about like all the dolls that they forget that like he witnessed an incredibly tragic event, you know? And like everyone's kind of like, how do you say, scandalizing the story
Yeah.
by saying like, oh, he was like an alcoholic, he was possessed, but it's just like this man probably like held a lot of trauma from that event, and like that was something that was with him for like his entire life until he passed away, you know? Like that's
Yeah.
not just
And
something
this,
that like you get over, which is I feel like the
no, no,
something that
no.
in like American culture it's like if someone dies then like you just have to get over it eventually. And like
Yeah,
that's not
that's pretty
true
shitty.
because it's like I remember I was like my family was like looking at houses, and like it was like this middle-aged man and his like adult son that were selling a nice little house.
Mm-hmm.
And like out like right there in the living room was like an altar to like his wife that passed away, and I feel like that's something that you would not like ever see like in an American household. Maybe like a photo or two, but there
Oh,
was like the
definitely.
big photo and like the candles, and like we saw that and like we knew, and like he was like very open to
Mm-hmm.
talking about it. He was just like, yeah, like my wife passed away this many years ago, you know, it's just me and my son, like we don't really need like this house anymore, like I'm gonna move to like a smaller house since it's just like me and my son, and like eventually my son's gonna move out, so I'd really rather just sell this house, you know? So it just like gave us like a clear
Mm-hmm.
story. He was very open about it. Like there was no shame. It was like very understandable. It's just like, yeah. But I feel like with like Americans, like they have to like hide that until like it might come
Mm-hmm.
until it like accidentally comes up in conversation.
Yeah, and then people get really uncomfortable
It's like, oh,
talking about
yeah.
it.
Or when they get haunted and they're like, "Oh yeah, by the way, this person died and they
They
were
were
evil."
evil.
You know what I
If we
mean?
were
Like,
just open about it.
Mm.
if only we knew before we bought
Yeah,
the
and
house.
like
we
Yeah, I
asked.
would have
when
bought
we
the
were looking
house.
at the house, like we didn't think like anything of it. It was just like, oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like this guy lived his life here, and like his wife just happened to pass away. I didn't. The thought of the house being haunted honestly didn't even fucking come to mind.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. But it's because I think, or it's because you were exposed to that, I'm assuming,
Yeah,
as a child. It's kind of normal for foreigners. That's kind of, I feel like they would probably be like, oh shit, someone died in here? Yeet.
yeet.
I'm out. It's haunted.
Yeah, but like
It's like, no, just because someone died somewhere doesn't mean it's haunted.
I
People
think
died everywhere.
it's completely legal to ask the real estate agent like if the house is haunted or if anyone's ever died
Mm-hmm.
there. Like they're legally obligated to tell you yes or no. You know?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, where was I going with this? But yeah, there's like
I
a
cut
lot
off
of
screen.
little, like in my town, there's like a really large Hispanic population, and there's like a lot of like markers around town where like people have like tragically passed away, mostly from car accidents. I know there's one by the hospital, there's like a little cross and like the flowers. There's one that's actually really close to my house because, and I don't know the story, but I think a student was shot, and like that's the place where like his body was found. So there's like a marker, and there's like flowers
Yeah.
and trinkets and things that like the parents knew that he enjoyed, and like it's kept up like pretty well. Like when tragedies like that happen and like Mexican culture, like it's not forgotten, you know.
No.
Like we don't want to forget about it. There's one in my town that's like really beautiful. It's along like this one four-way road. It was also a young person who was run over by a car while he was riding his bike, and like on the wall where he tragically passed away is his bike, or like another bike, and there's like this beautiful painted
Oh, yeah.
mural of like him playing the guitar of like San Francisco, because I do live in the Bay Area. Like it's like
I saw that one when I
yeah, you've seen
went
it.
to
Like it's
visit.
really beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like when a tragedy happens, you know, we don't forget about it. Like we
Yeah.
remember and we
If
respect.
anything,
We remember and we respect their lives.
yeah, through these little shrines.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot of those. Or any place that has like a lot of Spanish speaking people, there tends to be a lot of those. There's they'll climb up trees to put that shits up, dude. They're There's one by my house. It's like there's a, what's the word? I don't even know what you call them, but you know when you get off of a freeway and there's like a big like U-turn looking thing? It's like a roundabout kind of looking thing. There's a tree right where like you start turning, and I guess someone was going fast and slammed right into that tree because there's a marker right there. It's kind of funny though because it's like really high up. Oh, that's not funny.
Yeah, like anywhere in my town where there was like a car accident and like a Mexican died, there's a marker. If a white person died there, we just forget about it.
Yeah. Say, I don't give a shit about you. We gotta remember the Mexican.
Yeah, I don't think.
Is that a thing? Like a thing?
I don't know.
Y'all saw Coco, right? If you forget about them, then they, oh shit. That's a thing, right? Y'all seen Coco?
Yeah, but I think like
if you forget about them,
Americans, they
like,
don't want to think about what happened there. Is the idea. So like they probably
we live in a society, man. That's so sad.
And if they do, it's like traumatic for them. Like they don't want to reminisce about the person's, unless if it's like before their death. But up and coming and after the death, they don't want to touch it.
It's taboo.
It's taboo in like American culture.
It is kind of a weird thing, isn't it?
It's interesting.
It's like I don't know.
I don't think any Latino person thinks that way.
Yeah, like
they're very like we talk about our grandma all the time.
Like any
it's
folks
never
in
like even like as she was dying.
Yeah, any folks that live in like middle America, like do you guys put like markers in places where like people have passed away? Because like I've never been to like that part of America. I've only really been to like California and like Florida and North Carolina. That's like the only states I've been to.
Yeah. And Florida and California are brimming with Mexicans.
Cubans. It's the Cubans.
Oh yeah, Cubans.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they do the same thing.
Yeah, but like for like
we all Catholic.
Yeah, but like for people of like other ethnicities, is that like a thing they do? Do they like put markers in like places that people have died? Like I don't know. Like, I guess if I see, like, a death marker, I just assume they were Mexican. Maybe that's, like, super rude. Yeah. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm being, like, super insensitive right now.
Maybe. We did just say we don't give a shit about white people dying.
well, don't say it twice.
I mean, I care very much. Greatly. We should all have markers.
Yeah. There's just gonna be, like, a shit ton of them around L.A. Just like you can't walk 3 feet without coming upon one.
You really can't. Oh wait, there's not. Do you think people like clean them up in LA? I mean, I know like in the little like the little towns they'll have the little markers, but I've never seen them in the big
maybe
city.
There's just too many. Just like, all right, man, we can't have all these fucking markers here. We get it.
They're like, hey man, every square inch has a marker. We can't have this.
We can't have this. It's like if you were to look at a map and there were like a bunch of dots everywhere that like there was a death, it'd like fill like the whole map up with one color.
Jeez.
It's like we can't have that. It's making us
no.
Making us look bad.
It's a bad image.
Yeah.
It's like, boy, you already have a bad. Why? You already have a bad image. Why do you need to take down these little markers? It's like, it smells like piss. Can we at least... You know what? Maybe that's what it is. No one wants to put their family shrine where it smells like piss. Or where a homeless person is going to pee on it. I figured it out.
But yeah.
I've solved the mystery.
So yeah, not only with it being like a marker and like a dedication to the lost soul that passed away there, the original collection is only about 30% his. Like all of the dolls there are mostly from like people who have like donated, or like tourists that have like left their own dolls there to like contribute to his shrine. Mm-hmm. So, like, a vast majority of the dolls, and, like, the reason it's gotten so out of control is because, like, people just keep giving him dolls.
So it's their fault that it's decrepit.
Yeah, it's very. How am I gonna take care of all these damn dolls?
They're like, oh, he's a drunkard and he's haunted. Nope. You're littering my fucking island. What are you talking about? I had a tiny shrine. And you guys brought your fucking Bratz dolls. And your Mycenes.
Yeah, I've seen, like, everyone likes to take the videos of, like, the old baby dolls and, like, the ones that are broken because they're, like, the scariest, but I'm just like, I see you, Mycene doll. Yeah. I see you, Bratz.
There's a video of a YouTuber going there and, like, acting all spooked, but we combed the video looking for Bratz dolls.
Yeah, we did. We were just like, look at its feet. Does it have feet? If it doesn't have feet, it's a Bratz doll.
We did. We were like, okay, hold on, wait. We're like studying the outline.
Like, you showed me one that you thought it was like an Ever After High doll. And we're just like, that's Michelle Mermaid because of the hair. That's her. Hype. But yeah, guys, donate to our Patreon so that way we could go to La Isla de las Muñecas and document every Bratz Monster High.
We want to see
Ever After High doll that we could find.
We want to see that one doll and make sure it's a Bratz doll.
We got to figure out. We got to make sure. We got to make sure it's a Bratz. I'm pretty sure it was a Bratz because it didn't have feet. Out
which Ever After High doll is there?
Yeah. Like, I could tell the Ever After High doll by the face and the makeup.
Oh yeah, you could see. It's like kind of squishy.
Yeah, they got like the really little pancake faces, and they all have like unique makeup and like looks. I used to be able to tell, like, what type of Monster High doll it was from, like, the makeup itself. But there's just so many versions of, like, the same character. I don't got space for that shit in my head anymore. I've moved on. Mattel has moved on from Monster High, and so have I.
Oh, jeez. It would have came in handy, though. I was trying to figure out who the fuck that was. I was like, is it not?
Yeah, and I told
like
you.
Nancy Drew over there.
You showed me like the fucking blurry ass 1 second screenshot, and I was just like, oh yeah, that's Michelle Mermaid. She's in Ever After High. She's the mermaid one. She like has red hair. She's the only one that has red hair like that.
Oh my god.
I didn't even collect Ever After High, dude. I didn't like their faces.
There was one Cupid baby. I thought it was cute.
Yeah, there's a couple of Cupid babies. I think it's also important to note that there's like a lot of traditional dolls there. Because I remember I saw like a paper mache traditional doll. I saw like a couple of traditional like Mexican puppets. I saw like the traditional Mexican rag dolls, which are really cute. Mm-hmm. But there's also like a lot of doll babies. You could. A lot of Barbies with like missing limbs or like missing heads and stuff. And a lot of them with like the 90s body, which is like the triangle torso with like the super cinched waist. So you'll see like a lot of that on the island. But I think most folks are like more interested in like documented like all the scary looking baby dolls with like bugs and shit crawling through them.
Yeah. Like a regular ass baby doll left in the garage wouldn't do the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, like, personally, I feel like the island turned into, like, art, you know? Like, you walk into the island and, like, you're surrounded by, like, this environment that you could walk around in. And, like, there's a story that is told while you walk around, you know? And, like, it invokes, like, for, like, a lot of people, I suppose, like, it invokes, like, a lot of fearfulness. Because, like, it's a lot of dolls. People like to say that they whisper to each other and that some of them are haunted. So, like, invokes, like, a lot of fear and, like, mystery. Because, like, why are all these dolls here? This mass amalgamation of, like, all of these dolls. It's really interesting. Yeah, I feel like that's art, you know? Like, something that invokes, like, these feelings and, like, creates conversation, you know? That's what art is about.
Go off.
Yeah, and I feel like this like what's probably started out like as a small like little memorial, like memento to like this poor girl, like eventually turned into like this giant big piece of art, you know? But I think like the art has been like misinterpreted by a lot of people, which, you know, also a thing that happens in art, you know? Artist's intent sometimes just goes out the window. But yeah, I like it. Personally, I really like it. I think it's really neat. In fact, it's so neat.
It's really sweet.
It's so neat that there's like knockoff doll islands en route to going to the doll island.
In true Mexican fashion.
In true Mexican fashion.
Yeah, 4 knockoffs.
4 knockoff doll islands. Because it takes about... Because, how do you say? I suppose you would call them canoes in English, but they're like lanchas. Mm-hmm. They're like lanchas that you have to go in, and like the people who row the boat have to like row it with like a really large stick. Like they have to row there for the most part, and it's like a 2-hour trip to get there. So it's just like, this one's 30 minutes away. Fuck you. I'm tired.
Yo, they probably swole as fuck.
Yeah, and like...
Oh, they're tired. That's probably what it was.
Yeah,
the people who drive the boats are like, I'm tired of this shit.
I'm tired of this fucking shit.
Let's make a fake one.
Yeah, there's like
all we gotta
4
do is get
of
some
them.
rope.
As of 2 years ago, where I saw like a lot of the videos, they said there was about 4 knockoff haunted doll islands. And like, you could tell because there's all like a lot of newer dolls there. So, you know, if you're coming...
There's more brats on that one.
There's more brats. There's more LOL dolls on that one. So, you know...
Bunch of Malibu Barbies.
Yeah.
Bunch of free to move Barbies.
Free to move Barbies is a fucking blessing.
Did you say that they're a blessing?
They're a blessing. How dare you put them outside to rot?
They really are. I love them so much. They look so pretty. There's one, I think there's a Skipper one that's like, she's kind of thick. Mm-hmm. I think it's Skipper. She's so cute. I don't think she's got little freckles.
I don't think they make Skippers anymore, but I don't know. Maybe like a Barbie doll fan could correct me because I don't know anything about Barbie.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, I'm wrong.
Am I wrong? I thought it was Skipper. I can't tell, man. I don't know anymore. It looks like Skipper.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's Skipper. I love Skipper. She's so cute.
So yeah, anyway. go into the knockoff haunted doll islands and save all of those free to move Barbies. Right. Don Julian, you know, kept his, because the island is like relatively, I don't know how big it is, but it's like, I think there's like 3 little cabins in the island, and within the cabins it's also filled to the wall with dolls. And like in one of his cabins he has like his favorite doll. I believe her name is Angelita. Let me look it up real quick. I wrote it down. Agustina.
I was gonna say, I hope it's not Angelita, because that's my name. That's scary.
You're gonna get doxxed.
That's what my dad told me.
Doxxed.
Oh jeez. We'll cut that out. It's fine.
Okay. Yeah, but I forgot the name of the doll.
Agustina?
Yeah, Agustina is in one of like the little cabins, and like the walls are just like filled with like dolls pinned on there. So it's just like filled to the brim with like a ton of like completely unkept dolls with like fucking layers of dust from years of being unkept. Mood.
Just layers of dust.
Yeah.
Yo, and me waiting for the Postmates. Layers of dust. Yo, me waiting on these hoes to stop. Wait. Me waiting. Wait, hold on. No, I got a joke there. Wait. Wait.
Take your time.
Wait. It's funnier if I take my time.
You got it?
No.
Can I tell my story?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna tell my story now, Thoughty. I'm gonna tell my story. But he has like his favorite doll in one of the cabins called Agustina. Agustina is the favorite doll. And like, it's like a relatively big sized doll. It looks like she might be made out of porcelain. I think so. She's very much one of like the more vintage dolls that's there, and that we're led to believe that that was his favorite one because there's like a little, how do you say, like a little arc, like a little mural dedicated to her, and like she has like a little t-shirt and like a ton of rosaries around her neck and like some glasses. Which is a common theme that Santana really liked to put like glasses and like little things on the dolls too. Which, like, you know, it leads me to believe that like he genuinely really liked these dolls, you know?
That's really cute.
Yeah, like he just it was just like something that he could do. Like it was
It's
just
like-
something. It's like his
yeah.
hobby. I think it like at some point it just became his hobby to like pursue and collect these dolls and like hang them up on his
Probably.
island. Because there ain't much decoration on his island. He was like a single man living on an island. Like talk about male living spaces. Am I right?
Right? Oh. Stupid.
He just like livened it up with like a bunch of dolls, and like he seemed
Hey,
to
man.
have. He seemed
It's
to
better
have,
than using all those booze bottles.
yeah. It's like buy some dolls instead, bro.
Yeah, man. All the college kids living on their own. Take note. Fucking alcohol bottles are not home decor. Put dolls up.
Put some dolls up there. What are you, a pleb?
Dolls up there.
Ugh.
What are you, some fucking weirdo?
Yeah. But yeah, it's we're led to believe that he believed that having these dolls around gave him like a sense of like spiritual protection. And like I think that's valid, cuz
Yeah.
when I was little, I was a very scared child. My mom,
As we all are.
the previous owner of our first home, like he passed away there, and my mom would have like terrible like night terrors. And like I've asked her about it, and she doesn't say like anything about like the house being haunted. And like she says that if it was, she didn't remember much. And the same goes for me. Like I don't really remember much about that house, but I remember being really scared at night to go to sleep. And one of the things that I would do as a kid is that I would gather up all of my toys and plushies, and I like made myself believe that like if the dolls were looking at the demon, then like the demon wouldn't want to be there. Like demons and ghosts don't want to be somewhere where they are seen. And that's just kind of like a superstition that I made up as like a child. Because I remember at that time I had like this pillow pet, and I was really afraid of like the corner in which like the bed meets the wall, because I felt like a demon was gonna like crawl out of there.
You know what? Actually, now that you say that, that's kind of funny, because I did too. I didn't really like the little walls. I didn't like facing it.
Yeah,
Because
so
it looks like something can come up there.
yeah, it seems like something could just like
creepy.
slither out through the cracks and like look at you. So I would take my pillow pet and I would make it face the wall so it would scare away the demon before it got me. And then I also had like another plushie face behind me in case there was a demon looking at me sleeping. So you know, valid.
Yeah, man.
Like
You just
even
had an army of plushies.
even today I have a fucking army of plushies, dude. Like Gato was in my
Dude, me
room
too.
a little while ago and it's just like filled to the brim with like toys. I have like I have a net where I keep all of my plushies. I have like
Oh, yeah, I've seen it. You've
I
shown
have
me.
a bookcase with like my dolls. Like my dresser and my vanity is also full of toys.
It's cute.
Like there's nowhere in my room where you can't look where there isn't like a toy. Like I fucking love that shit.
Me too.
And my mom's just like,
love
why are you always
dolls.
fucking bringing home junk? And I'm just like, I need it.
All this time, you're just protecting yourself.
From the I ain't never seen no ghost in my room.
You
So
You know what?
clearly it's working.
got a point. You got a point.
It's fucking working, clearly.
Oh, shit. My setup's falling apart. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, it's valid. I think... I don't know. I mean, obviously we weren't there, but everything kind of sounds like it's just, like, scandalous.
Yeah.
It's just a smear piece.
a smear piece on,
It's like, oh, look
on
at...
poor Santana,
Yes.
who just really
Smear
liked to
piece on this
collect
old man.
dolls.
Yeah, they like call him a drunk in some of the
Well, I
some of
mean,
the stories. I mean, even
yeah, it's
man.
it's important to
he's
reiterate
Latino.
that like he was witness to a really traumatic event. So, you know, this might have
Yeah.
also been like a really big coping mechanism for him. And like I respect that,
Oh, yeah.
you know? Like he might have drank a little bit Like, I would imagine that, like, when you see something like that, you get, like, terrible night terrors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, it's just something that
Plus, it's not uncommon in Mexican culture to
Yeah.
have a drink every now and then.
Yeah, and it's sometimes you drink. Like, Sunday night, that's all you.
Hey, man.
Like, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, we finished. The week of work is over. We went to church. We came home. Time to have a nice beer.
Beer relaxes your muscles, you know? You worked hard.
Come on, me.
But yeah, like, I think it's also important to note that it's also rumored that he left his wife and child to, like, live on the island alone. And I'm just like, I don't know if that's fucking true. That's a little bit scummy.
What was it? Wait, you cut off. Oh, no.
Oh, legend says that he left his wife and child to live in the island by himself.
Oh. Oh, no. I mean...
So Santana maybe was a bit of a character, you know?
Maybe,
You know?
maybe. Yeah, I that one's kind of hard to be like, no, that's not true. I like, I don't have a very good, what's the word? I don't have a very good streak with father figures, so I'm a little bit inclined to believe that he did leave his wife and child to start a fucking island of dolls.
I love my dad.
Well, that makes one of us.
But yeah, so Santana is unfortunately no longer with us. He passed away in 2001 from a heart attack from his own. People say like, oh, he drowned in the same spot that the girl did, but it was likely just like a heart attack. He was fishing and like his own damn heart gave up on him.
Yeah, man. He's old. He was old. If the stories are true, he drank.
Yeah, he lives a
Takes
rough
a toll.
life, man. It seems.
Yeah, man, he lives on an island by himself.
His only decor is dolls. Which, you know, valid.
Hey, man.
Maybe, you know, clean it up a little. Marie Kondo. You know, figure out which dolls you want to keep. Just throw away all the brats. Just like, I don't want this.
This one's covered in bugs. I don't want it. Does this eyeless baby doll make me happy?
Yeah, just like hold every single one of like your thousands of dolls and be like, do I want this Barbie torso? Just every once in a while, just think about it, you know? You don't gotta do it all at once.
Yo, this brat leg.
The single brat foot. Do I need this?
Not even the shoe. The nub.
The nub, yeah. Yeah, but like narratively, it would make sense that like he passed away the same place that the girl passed away, because it's like narratively, it's just like, oh, he was just so grief stricken that like, you know, he passed away in the same space. Like, it makes for a good story, you know? Yeah.
It does.
Yeah, and like it's important to know, like in the island itself, there is like just a regular cross marker dedicated to the girl who drowned there, and next to her is his cross marker dedicated to him. You know, so they're together, and like it's
That's
cute.
pretty
It makes
sweet.
narrative sense. You know, it's really cute. It's very respectful, I
Yeah.
think, because like he dedicated his life to like collecting these dolls in memory of her spirit or her life.
Yeah.
You know.
That is really sweet. Yeah, I came into the story expecting like some kind of creepy nonsense, like all the other ones, but no. It's really just it's kind of a sweet story.
I guess it's just
It's
like
just,
the
like,
the
we have-
old decrepit dolls that aren't taken care of. It's a bit of a
Yeah.
sight to behold, you know.
It is, but that in itself isn't scary. Like, it's, I don't know. I think people just kind of made a mountain, so to say.
Yeah, people just started making their own stories.
Yeah, I think it's more just the, like, yeah, it's just kind of in people's heads, it seems. There's
Like,
no,
I'd imagine, like, even
I mean,
walking
there's
through there, it's, like, a little bit eerie, you know? Because it's like, what is this? You know, that's not really something
Yeah.
you see every day.
Definitely. But I think I don't know. I think the fact that someone died there just gets people.
Yeah.
Not that it was, I mean, it was tragic, but it wasn't like a particularly
Like,
violent death or anything.
yeah, like, I feel like a lot of people spin the story like it was like a violent spirit. And, like, I think that's really disrespectful. You know?
Yeah. She didn't die from a violent spirit. She just had an accident, and it sucks.
It's like a tragic
It is
accident
unfortunate.
that Santana was witness to. And, like, he carried that for the rest of his life, you know? Mm-hmm. And it's something that, like, he made sure to, like, keep the memory alive forever. Forever, in this case, because the island is still there, and the story is still there. But, like, I think the story has turned more into, like, what the hell is up with all these dolls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, fuck. I hope we don't die tragically, and then someone thinks that we're all of our Monster High dolls are some kind of witch ritual.
Yeah, man. Skelita
like, oh,
convinced
shit.
me.
Oh, jeez. Skelita convinced you to kill yourself. So what's her name? Scalera?
How dare you get out of my house? Get out of
2
my
podcasts
house.
in a row, baby. What's her name? What's that spooky one? Vampira?
Draculara? How dare you? There's also Elizabeth.
vampire.
She was also a vampire.
Elizabeth.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
Yeah. They got
I think I like the
fun.
puns more than anything. They're so cute. But yeah.
Yeah, it's a big touristy spot. Lots of spiders, though.
Yeah.
Lots of bugs. So,
2 out of 10 would not recommend. Too many spiders.
I wonder what the Yelp says about Doll Island. Dude, could we
Dude,
Yelp Doll
I feel
Island?
like, hold on. Let's Yelp it.
Let's Yelp
I feel
it.
like TripAdvisor says that it's like a 5-star. Definitely go. It's very creepy.
Yeah, I didn't bother to look up like any tourism stuff. I completely forgot.
Dang, I think we were too busy judging tourists for being fucking scaredy cats and being scared of a shrine that someone made. Like, that shit's in like, there's definitely one in almost every Latino person's house. A shrine, I mean.
Yeah, of like a family member that's passed away. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there's a couple pictures on here. There's a Mickey Mouse doll. It's very
Yeah,
cute.
they got like all kinds of toys. Yeah, they have like plushies there
Mickey
there
Mouse.
too.
I got a burp. There it is. I feel like I've been making like stomach noises this whole time. No, I was gonna have a great time. Let me see. Oh, I just realized that there's a painting of a river in there.
Yeah, what does TripAdvisor say about La Isla de las Muñecas?
Oh, I see. So TripAdvisor. It is 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 5 stars.
Oh, people
This-
really like it.
Yeah. Yeah. People say it's pretty cool. This person from Hong Kong says, creepy AF. Or are they from Hong Kong? I don't know. But that's what it says. It says, creepy AF. The trip to the dolls was equally as fun as reaching there. Okay, English. Do pack some drinks to enjoy on the trip, as it can be a bit dull if you don't enjoy nature. Well,
I hate nature.
hate nature. The island itself is a bit eerie and great for photos. Keeping in mind it's become a tourist attraction, it's about 3 to 4 hour trip. Actually, this was 2019. Oh, they got their license back.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, 2 years ago, they got their tourism license revoked because they weren't paying their tourist taxes.
You gotta pay a tax for everything in Mexico, dude.
Ah, man, people in Mexico don't pay taxes. What are you talking about?
No, man. They got, you know
My
what kind of
grandma
tax
has
I'm
never
talking
paid a tax in her goddamn life.
about. Never mind. My grandma has never paid a tax.
Yeah, man.
It's because you're spoiled. You didn't have a run-in with the cartel, dude.
Don't say that, dude. That shit's fucked up. Cartels don't pay taxes either.
Okay, fine. Well, you pay taxes to the cartel, so they don't fuck you up.
Yeah, that's different, though. That's paying your dues.
Actually, I don't know. We don't know. This might be one of the fake islands. It looks like it's the real one.
Yeah, because there's several fake islands. I'm sure they're all great.
Yeah, I'm sure they're still fun to look at.
Yeah, it's all fun to look at.
Copying good art is still good art.
Yeah, it looks like that's like the best form of flattery. What is it? Forgery is the best form of flattery?
Oh, no, making porn is the best form of flattery.
No, stop that. No one's making porn of Doll Island. What the hell are you even talking about?
Shh. They will. Rule 34, dude.
Gosh, I feel like this episode was too serious. We didn't make enough jokes.
I know, that's why I'm kind of... like, we're just very somber and like,
Yeah,
well, it was a very
somber.
sad experience.
Yeah.
I know. As we were like getting ready for this, I was like, what the fuck am I going to make jokes about?
Yeah, what the hell? The next
This is
episode
just,
will be
like-
a bit funnier. We'll do a movie, maybe. No. Next episode, I'm going to talk to my friend who was under a love spell. So tune in for that. That's very exciting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Sounds kind of fun, though.
It's really fun.
Like, low-key, that sounds like a good time.
She's going to read my fortune. I've never had my fortune read.
Ooh.
Yeah, because I am not scared of dolls. I'll say that right now. If you're scared of dolls, you're like a little bitch. Like, shut the fuck up.
Hey! Some dolls are scary.
Yeah, some dolls are scary. I mean, like...
Yeah, okay, but I know what you mean. These little baby dolls are not scary.
Yeah, like...
Like, unless they sit up in the middle of a hallway and, like, go, mama, it's not, it's fine.
Yeah, dude, like, I've seen, like, these horror conventions that have, like... They have, like, the vendor that just sells dolls splattered in, like, fake red paint. Could you imagine if, like, Santana brought one of his, like, decrepit dolls? Just, like, the ones he didn't want. He in this imaginary universe where Santana Marie Kondoed his island and just... and took his decrepit dolls to, like, a horror convention. Could you imagine how much fucking bank he'd make?
Dude, I was gonna say, I'm surprised that the nephew isn't doing that.
Yeah.
Or at least wasn't doing that when his
you
license
can't
was
disturb
revoked
the
or
art,
whatever.
man.
I mean, I guess, but, well, no, I guess that's not true. It's a little shrine to someone. Then they'll haunt you if you take away their shit.
Hey, man, don't take away shit from shrines, bro.
No, man, that's theirs.
But I mean,
the spirit will get mad, and then you'll be haunted.
actually, I don't know if that's true. Because, like, I do the Day of the Dead altar, and, like, I eat the food. I eat the food at the altar. It's gonna go bad. I'm gonna eat it.
That's different. That's different. That's like you're enjoying it on their behalf.
Yeah.
They're your family members. If a stranger came up and ate that, you'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, because mom puts, like,
It's
all
like-
kinds of fucking food. She'll put, like, packages of, like, raisins, and I'm just like, snack time. I'm sorry, Grandpa, but I need this.
But those are my... He would have wanted you to have them. That's what I'm saying. If it was a random stranger that came up to your fucking barbecue and ate... and ate a piece of cake, you'd be like, who the fuck are you?
Who the fuck
But if
is
it's like,
this?
who the fuck is this boy? But if it was like some little kid from the family, you'd be like, all right, that's fine. It's not your cake, but you can have it. Your family, I guess.
Family, I guess, yeah.
Oh, see, one of these say, make sure you're taken to the real Doll Island. Sorry, I'm still looking at these things here. Can anyone recommend a guide/tour that can take me from here to Oaxaca? Yeah, it's all these. all these
That's
people from
really
Canada
far
and stuff.
away, though, isn't it? Wait, how?
Yeah,
No, it's not. I
could've
don't
sworn
think
it was kinda
so.
far.
Mexico City is, like, pretty
Yeah, pretty big.
down. Yeah. I'm trying to remember my geography. I'm sorry, audience. I am not good at geography.
It's okay, me either.
Because I remember...
Well, yeah, obviously, you thought Guatemala was part of Mexico.
Yeah. I thought Oaxaca was a different country, dude. I don't fucking know shit.
Oh my god. Stop. Oh my god. Oh wait, I just remembered.
Mm.
I'm half Mexican.
Oh, that's cool. From what
There you
part?
go. Oaxaca.
Cool. Yeah,
I said it and then I was like, oh yeah.
When you introduced yourself to me, you told me you were Oaxacan instead of Guatemalan. What was up with that? You're just like, I can't let her know about my demon side.
I'm Oaxacan. I'm Guatemalan. They're fun. They're just fun mouth sounds, dude. I like to tell everyone. I'm Guatemalan. And Oaxacan.
Oaxacan.
Oaxacan. I eat the cheese. Oh, what a shame. They have such good cheese, and I'm lactose intolerant.
I love it. It's like string cheese. I like it.
It's so good.
It's good shit.
Cheese.
I love it. Do you pull it by the string or just like bite through it?
I just bite it. It's so
Just say, dude, same.
Mm.
I'm hungry now.
Me too.
But what else do they say about Doll Island? Is it? Should we visit? I don't. Because
I feel like we should. I mean, it would just be nice to go to Mexico.
Yeah, Mexico is beautiful, dude.
Hey, GoFundMe. Pay
Okay.
for us.
Donate to our Patreon. If you donate $666 to the Patreon,
We just wanna go
we'll
see them
show you
dolls.
pictures of our dolls' feet.
We ain't scared of no. We ain't scared of no island. It's not haunted. It's just charmed. That's what the locals say.
My
There we
audio
go. That's one
editor
part of
just
it.
gave me a look.
Like even the locals are like, bitch,
Like,
that shit
don't
ain't
say
haunted.
that, dude.
That's just kind of charmed.
I feel like we said everything we wanted to say.
I feel like that.
Yeah.
Right. Let me see. So he said he supposed that it was a drunker, but he's heart attack. Shit ain't scary. A lot of hearsay.
Yeah, like it's a very misinterpreted island, but I'm sure it's very fun to visit. Like, if you
Yeah.
think of it more as like an art installation, which is how I feel. Like, I think it's really neat. That shit's art.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Or even just like a cute, like, or not cute, but like, I don't know. It's fun to look at other people's graves.
Yeah.
Graves and shrine. I don't know. It's just nice. I like it. But I'm also a fucking weirdo. So it's just, I don't know. I feel like it's just really nice to see people remembering other people, basically.
Yeah, there's like a beauty
like,
in
oh,
that of like dedicating
yes.
a lot of your time and
very
effort to, you know, a lost
Yeah.
soul. There's something like very, how
That's
do you say it? Like,
that's really what it is. Like,
Yeah.
people don't spend 2 seconds thinking about people who are living. Like, so it's fun to see just anyone taking the time to putting effort into someone else, basically.
yeah, and someone who they
It's
probably
nice.
didn't have like that close of a relationship with, you know? It's just someone in the
Yeah, that's
community.
probably just a neighbor.
Yeah, like a neighbor that passed away.
Hmm,
Yeah,
that's
because I
sweet.
feel like sometimes, you know, we'll put the grave markers and like we'll forget to visit all the time. And then like right then, like you always have that memory alive, you know?
Yeah.
And like in a very interesting and like unique way. You know, it
Yeah.
it
doesn't-
incites conversation because people are just like, why is this here? And just like, oh, a girl passed away here. And you know,
Yeah, and you put
this is
different
my
like,
this is my way of remembering her. And like, I suppose the dolls live on more than the girl does, unfortunately. You know.
yeah. That does kind of suck. Unless you're us and you go, oh, that poor woman. And you see
Yeah.
beyond all
Yeah,
the
like
scandalous-
I read this story thinking like, oh, I bet like there's like a ton of haunted dolls or something. But like the more I read into it, the more I was just like, oh no, this is just something in dedication of like a lost soul, you know?
Yeah, that ain't no Annabelle.
That ain't no Annabelle.
No,
It's
she ain't strangling nobody.
She ain't strangling no one in their sleep. These dolls ain't doing nothing. It's
No,
just
they're
the
just standing
decor,
there.
you know?
They're just having a nice time.
You're just chilling.
It's like, yeah, it's cute. I like it. I like that part of pretty much every other culture except for American culture. Like, it's very like even the stuff that we do in America to like mark people's graves and stuff. It feels very like catalog. Like everyone kind of has the same grave. Yeah.
Yeah, I also don't trust the fucking funeral industry here.
Yeah, that too. Fuck,
They just fucking upsell you on fucking everything. God damn.
Yeah,
Fuck, man.
it's like, just put me in a box. Why are you trying to? I don't need that.
Yeah,
I don't need an oak. I don't need memory foam and a TV inside my coffin. Just put me in the ground, dude.
just fucking, yeah. It's
let
it's
me
become like overly
decompose.
complicated, I feel, you know?
Did you read about or did you read that article about cemeteries having like terrible soil because all the bodies inside there are like pumped full of
Full of formaldehyde.
like formaldehyde and
Yeah.
stuff? Yeah.
Yeah, here like it becomes like
See?
a really big health hazard if there's like a big flood or anything like that.
See, man, all in the name of a buck.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, like bodies are also like preserved
live
in
in a
Mexico
society.
too, so like that's just something that's spread throughout the world.
Man,
Also,
hate the funeral industry. Bad for the environment.
anyways, I think that marks around the end of our podcast. Thank you for joining us for the second podcast. I think this one was a lot calmer. This is a nice one. Thank you for joining us on the second episode of HauntsRUs, where we are haunted on Maine. I was your host, Cheeb, and I was joined today by Thoughty and Gato.
No, I'm good. You hear me? No, I'm here, bro. I'm here. It's a long night. I'm here, bro. I'm here. It's that time, man.